Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to shorter attention, what I was doing and things like that. Hopefully it helps you out. You know, hopefully. Hello, boys and girls. It's your old friend Mason here to talk to you a little bit more about PTSD. And today we are going to talk about something that not a whole lot of people want to talk about, and that is responsibilities when it comes to PTSD. So with that being said, this is the 2016s, and everybody's offended by everything. So I am in no way, shape, or form making this video to offend anybody's belief system, their values, whatsoever. This video is just an informational video, and if you find anything offensive, go ahead and leave a comment, shoot me a message. You know, we'll talk about it, and we'll see, you know, what kind of questions you have. If you have a statement you want to make, go ahead and make the statement. This is just an informational video. So, with that being said, the whole goal of when you are suffering from PTSD and you're in recovery is to move from a victim status to a survivor status. Basically, the difference between the two is when you are a victim of PTSD, PTSD is running your life. The anger, anxiety, and depression are in control of your life and in control of your emotions. When you move from victim to survivor, you are in control of your own emotions. So normal everyday events that you used to freak out about, now you don't freak out about anymore. You know, you are in control of your own emotions. So, with that being said, you dictate how you want to live your life. If you want to be happy all the time, you have to work at being happy. If you want to be angry all the time, you have to work at being angry. Your life is your choice, and that's the great part about it. So, we talk about responsibilities. When it comes to PTSD, I've made this handy-dandy little chart, and I've broken it down into 3 separate categories. You have responsibilities to yourself, responsibilities to others, and then responsibilities for your future. Now, your responsibilities for yourself, you are in charge of your own recovery. How fast or however slow you go is dictated by you. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You are responsible for your attitudes and actions towards others. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, because there is a thing called self-entitlement when it comes to being a PTSD victim. And this is where you get the stereotypical vet. I think Family Guy played it best with a Vietnam vet. You know, I've seen some things, man. I've seen some stuff. Wouldn't recommend it. That's where it's at. And that's where that sense of entitlement comes in. And this is where a lot of folks don't get help for PTSD, because the thought process is, how are you supposed to help me? You do not understand what I've gone through. You've never been what I've gone through. So how are you supposed to help me? Well, true. Nobody has seen or done the things you've done. But a lot of people want to help, and a lot of people want to have an open mind about it. And so that's why I put that in there. You are responsible for your attitudes and actions towards others. You can't blame PTSD for that, because at the end of the day, you are still the one committing those actions. Now, granted, it doesn't help go into a scenario where you have PTSD, but you're responsible for controlling them, and you're responsible for reducing these symptoms here. So that's where the recovery part comes in. You are also responsible for your self-worth and your own identity. Now, a lot of people lose their confidence when they have PTSD, so you're responsible for getting that back in whatever shape or form, and I'll go into that later on. You are also responsible for your actions towards others. You're responsible for the relationships you have with other people. You're not responsible for their actions, you're responsible for your own. You're responsible for the interactions you have with other people. So if you go into a conversation acting like an a-hole, that's how you're going to be treated back. You're also responsible for give and take in a relationship. You can only give so much, you can only take so much. And finally, you're responsible for your own future. You're responsible for your own education, your own well-being, and then if you have a family or if you want to have a family, your family's well-being as well. So again, when it comes to recovery, you're responsible for your own recovery. You're responsible for reducing all of these symptoms here, so that way you can go back to living a normal life. So that way you can move from this, where you have your anger, anxiety, and depression running the show before you even start to process your own stresses in your own life, to going back to this, to where you just have your normal life stressors and then life itself. So again, I hope this video was a little bit informational, and this applies to everybody. You're responsible for your own actions. I want you to think about that for a little bit, just how you interact with people and things like that. So with that being said, we're going to end the video again on a high note, and we're going to knock out some push-ups. Need to get a tripod or something. You're responsible, guys. I want you to know that. You got to take responsibility for your own recovery. So I hope this video helped, and stay tuned. I'm going to put out a lot more. You guys have a good night.